Am I the asshole for expecting my pregnant girlfriend to apologize to my mom after rejecting her food? My girlfriend is 39 weeks pregnant and my mom has come to town to stay with us so we have someone to take care of our 3-year-old and cats when we go to the hospital. My girlfriend and mom usually get along so it was a good idea, but my girlfriend has been causing some issues this week and now I'm stuck in the middle between two angry women and wondering if I'm the asshole. The main issue. My mom is an amazing cook, but admittedly she doesn't always cook the healthiest because growing up me and my brother hated vegetables. My mom has cooked dinner for us every night since she got here 5 days ago and tonight my girlfriend said she would cook. My mom told her not to worry because she already had it planned. So my girlfriend told her that maybe she could cook for herself, our toddler and me, but my girlfriend needed something specific tonight. They kind of went back and forth with my mom offering to cook what she wanted until my girlfriend rather rudely said she just wanted to cook for herself tonight. My mom is extremely offended and hurt and my girlfriend is pissed off because she says she needs certain nutrients and foods right now and she can't let being polite get in the way of maintaining a healthy diet. I decided to take my mom's side because she offered to cook my girlfriend what she wanted and girlfriend literally ended up just eating boiled green beans and broccoli, which my mom easily could have done. Plus the baby is already grown and she takes prenatal vitamins every day, so I felt she was being a bit dramatic. I told my girlfriend I expect her to apologize to my mom and she told me I'm being an asshole and need to butt out. Am I the asshole? I keep seeing these, I've treated my heavy pregnant GF wife horribly, am I the asshole? Posts lately. Is it a wind-up? FYI. Yeah, definitely ta. You are the asshole and you have made a huge mistake here. Your girlfriend is fully entitled to cook for herself in her home. Your mum needed to accept that, if not the first time, then the second time your girlfriend said she wanted to cook for herself. Your girlfriend has nothing to apologize for, but both you and your mother do. Also, slow fucking clap for siding with your mum over your girlfriend, especially in your girlfriend's own home. You are the asshole. Your mum has commandeered the kitchen and instead of backing up your girlfriend you've reverted back to mama's little boy. Grow up. Stand up for your girlfriend. And FFS, don't ever say that, the baby is already grown, shit again. You are the asshole and frankly your mum is a massive asshole, too. Your mum is an amazing cook, but she doesn't cook vegetables? Ew. I think not. The 39-week pregnant woman can eat whatever the fuck she wants and the non-pregnant people can all STFU. Bloody hell, the entitlement of some people. You are the asshole. I'm not advocating that pregnant women should get to do whatever they want. But if your 39-week pregnant girlfriend wants to cook her own damn food in her own damn kitchen, you should back her up on that. It is the bare minimum of support. You are the asshole she wanted to just do her own thing in her own home. You are the asshole and your mom dude your wife can make food for herself in her own home without being made to feel like an asshole. Also, if your mother is making a lot of heavy food with grease that used to turn my stomach when I was pregnant. She's probably getting sick and doesn't want to hurt your mom's feelings. You are the asshole. She was probably being polite and trying to say that whatever your mom has been cooking is making her sick. Regardless, at 39 weeks pregnant just let her eat what she wants. Your mom is taking it too personally. My mom is a great cook but, like many people in the Midwest US, cooks everything with butter. If I said I wanted green beans and broccoli and she cooked it she would still add butter. I love her but sometimes I just can't eat that much butter. Your wife is setting reasonable boundaries and was trying to be polite until your mother kept pushing. She does not need to apologize. Am I the asshole for paying for another bride's wedding dress but not my daughter's? My husband and I worked hard and managed to become financially secure adults after both of us grew up in poverty. We raised our children to work hard. We did not spoil them or provide them with a lavish life. As teens they all had part-time jobs but we did purchase them their own used cars which they were required to maintain. We also paid for college and we paid for our oldest 2 kids' weddings, however, we were merely the ones paying and we did not provide any input or suggestions unless asked. The only thing we didn't pay for their weddings was our son's tuxedo and our oldest daughter's wedding dress. Our youngest daughter, Michaela, is engaged and we are paying for her wedding with the exception of her dress. She must buy her own wedding dress. Michaela invited her daddy and me to watch her try on dresses with the bridal party. She found a beautiful dress in her budget and we were so honored to have been allowed to take part in her finding the dress and seeing herself as a bride. While there I complimented another bride on a dress she was wearing and her mother, and I struck up conversation, and I learned that the family were low income and both the bride and groom and the bride's parents had taken out loans to have a beautiful wedding. The bride is also plus-sized, and I learned that she'd been to 6 different stores and there had only been a few options for her size and all of them had just been awful. The bride ended up falling in love with the last dress she tried but was heartbroken to learn that the consultant had misread the price tag and the dress was actually $1,000 over budget, and with alterations to make it her size it was another $1,400. The bride took the dress off and said she'd try to find something online. I grew up poor and I was also a chubby kid. I was bullied and I was very unhappy. I always wanted more, and in this bride I saw myself, and I didn't want her to have to settle for a dress that fit versus a dress she loved. So while my daughter was changing I asked the other bride if I could pay the difference on her dress. It was very emotional, we all held each other and cried. She accepted. I very happily paid the difference on her dress. Her mother, herself and I are now friends on Facebook, and my husband and I have been invited to the wedding, which we will gladly attend. I felt very honored to have been allowed to help this girl in a small way. Being invited to her wedding was so unexpected and so amazing. When Michaela found out about this she threw a fit and said that I obviously had shown how I truly feel about her wedding and herself, and if I cared at all I'd have paid for her dress, too. She's now not speaking to me or to her father, who didn't even have a hand in this, which is unfair. She has now uninvited us from the wedding. We're so hurt and confused. Was I an asshole? Edit. I wanted to add. Michaela didn't know I'd paid for the dress while we were at the bridal shop. She was in the fitting room doing a last-minute try-on, and I took the opportunity to go to the payment counter during that time. So, Michaela didn't lose any of my attention. In fact, we were all done. She'd picked her dress, we'd celebrated, she wasn't in the same part of the shop as us. She didn't find out until a few hours later at dinner when her dad accidentally revealed it then. He's a little talkative and didn't mean to reveal it. Not the asshole. If Michaela has uninvited you to the wedding, she has obviously uninvited your dollars too. Take a deep breath and then say, I understand, however if I'm not invited neither is my checkbook. Also. Not the asshole. Edit. Words. Your daughter is spoiled rotten. Sorry. Tell her if you're uninvited then you'll request refunds on everything, you likely can. Scratch the likely, I know you can. I've done it. You paid for someone to have their dream dress because they wouldn't be able to otherwise, and your daughter is mad that you're only shelling out how many thousands for her. Not the asshole. You're paying for your daughter's entire wedding except the dress. You are doing far, far more for her than your kind act to a stranger. Tell your daughter that you will not be paying for any wedding that you're not invited to. Not the asshole. Ask her if she'd prefer you to pay for her dress and she can pay for the wedding. NTA. What you did was lovely. Your daughter has had the gift of school, vehicle purchase and a wedding debt-free. She only had to provide the dress to ride off into the sunset. Do not let her fault you for a gesture of kindness for someone that needed something good. Your daughter is being selfish. Not the asshole. She should have been beaming with pride on having such generous parents and coming from such privilege. Your daughter is entitled. If you're uninvited from the wedding, are you still going to pay for it? Not the asshole. You're paying for the wedding the same way and with the same conditions as her siblings. Your act of kindness is unrelated to your daughter. However, I suspect she invited you dress shopping hoping you'd pay for her dress or the difference of what she couldn't afford. Up to you to still pay for the wedding after being uninvited. What do your other kids say? Am I the asshole for publicly embarrassing a girl and making her cry? I, F20, went out for lunch with some of the girls from high school. I haven't seen many of them since graduation, so we were talking a lot and catching up. So this girl from the table next to us was speaking in Bengali, which is my native tongue. I overheard her talking to her partner and judging us in Bengali. My chair was facing them backwards, so probably that's why they couldn't see me directly and guess my ethnicity. I let them keep going and heard everything she was saying, like how we're so shameless to dress like this in public and so on. We were almost done when they came in. By the time we were ready to leave, I went up to their table and asked her in Bengali, "Excuse me, ma'am. Are you done slut-shaming all of us, or do you need few extra minutes before we leave?" The look on her face was something, and she started stuttering as I confronted her. Her partner came to the rescue and started arguing with me about why didn't I just step out earlier and ask them to stop if I knew what they were saying. I kept ignoring the man and asked the girl again, "Ma'am, do you need me to unbutton my shirt further so you can have a better look and give us an updated review of your slut-shaming session?" At that point she started to cry and her partner was yelling at me to leave them alone. I left with my friends and saw some people staring at me horrified, probably thinking I made some poor girl cry and they were the victim or something. Not the asshole. Calling her out is not asshole behavior. IDK what some of these commenters are on. Not the asshole. This is fucking awesome. She got what she deserved. Hope this was a learning lesson for her. Not the asshole. She was having a full-blown session of talking trash about you. You wouldn't do that to people who speak your language and you shouldn't do it to people you know won't understand you. It's disrespectful. Hopefully she learned a lesson and will stop trash-talking people. Not the asshole. This is fantastic. And I bet she will never think she can, safely slut-shame, again. You made the world a little better. I'm Mexican. I dated a white guy who went to a middle school where they taught you English and Spanish. He was pretty much fluent. He had some big ears on him and one day we were standing in line for a movie. These ladies started talking a bunch of crap about us for being gao in his years. He just loudly asks me in Spanish, "So where are we going for dinner after the movie?" The ladies were bright red and got out of line. It was awesome lol. Fuck it. Not the asshole. You probably could have stopped at the first comment and dropped the mic, Suor. I'd say it would have been just as effective to turn around while she was making her comments and say something, whatever. But I can't hate on someone getting some comeuppance for being an asshole, slickly, like that. Not the asshole. If she didn't want to be called out, she shouldn't have said it. And this was a delight to read. Not the asshole. She was publicly insulting you for no reason. And she cries when confronted about it? That's just sad. Don't dish what you can't take. Am I the asshole for going on trips without one sister because she is religious and ruins things? 10 years ago, when I was having my 21st birthday, I decided that I wanted to go to Vegas. I had the whole trip planned out. My older sisters decided they wanted to come, along with our cousin Gail. I got my own room, while they decided to room together. Gail, cousin, and Vera, middle sister, are 2 years older than me. Christina is 5 years older. Gail and Vera ended up moving into my room with me, because Christina was the worst person to room with. She was a horrible addition to the trip and we ended up telling her to just do her own thing. She wanted to be in bed early, she wanted to go see a musical instead of going clubbing. She wanted to eat early, then wake up early. I love Christina, but this was not a great trip. We still talk about how horrible it was. We actually stayed 3 more days, after dropping Christina off at the airport, just so we could have a stress-free time. It was amazing, we had a great time. And so we started doing stuff without Christina. We went camping with our boyfriends. We went on a booze cruise. We went to Ireland together. Sometimes we just had a small road trip to see something cool. And it was amazing. We still did things with Christina. We just didn't do anything that would make her uncomfortable. No drinking, no clubs, nothing late at night. And nothing when her kids were home from school. And it worked out really well, until my mom let it slip where Gail, Vera, and I went this past week. We went up to my boyfriend's family cabin, which they rent out to fishermen near a lake. It's not really glamorous, but there are enough places to sleep for 6 people. Christina had tried to call us asking if we could watch the girls while they visited family in the hospital a few towns over. Mom took the kids but said we wouldn't likely answer the phone anytime soon, as we were gonna be gone in the woods for a week. When we got back, Christina confronted Vera and myself, asking why we didn't invite her, and the kids, to a lake. I said we didn't want to, it was a time to just relax. And she has an issue with us not being married, drinking, etc. So why would she want to come? She asked how long we have been doing stuff like this. I was honest and said 10 years. Since the Vegas trip. I just said we did all the stuff we like without her, and just did things with her plus the kids when we had the time. She left really upset and called us assholes. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. If I'm spending money on a trip I want and deserve to enjoy it. Not the asshole. Also she wanted to know why you didn't invite her and the kids to the lake. Because it was his couple's trip? Not the asshole. I would have done the same thing, but maybe it would have been better to be honest and say, we love you, and we'll still do normal stuff with you, but we are not going to be inviting you to any naughty fun activities again. Not the asshole. Even 10 years ago you shouldn't have invited her but now she wants to come with the kids, I think not. In addition you do plan stuff with her and her family while accommodating them and restricting yourself. NTA It's crazy how the religious forget to follow their own rules. It is for the Lord alone to judge. Judge not lest ye be judged. Do not wear your virtue for others to see because that's prideful, and your prayers and religion should be in private and personal with God etc. Not the asshole. I went to Vegas with 2 girls once and I swear I would have rather gone by myself. All they wanted to do was go to eat and shop. Don't get me wrong, I love both of those things, but every activity I suggested was met with, well, we just wanted to turn in early, or, we didn't really want to go to the club. You included her in things she'd enjoy and didn't in things she wouldn't. It sucks when someone finds out they're the wet blanket of the group, but you're not obligated to include her in everything. If you stopped including her in all activities, that would be an asshole thing, but what you described, you're deaf, not the not the asshole. If she was a buzzkill 10 years ago, I bet she's loads of fun now. It's not that she's religious per se. It's that she insists on inflicting her religion on others and expecting them to meet her own personal religious beliefs, which is total BS. You don't owe Christina your fun. You don't owe her your time to relax. Not the asshole. Why does she want to be included when she doesn't want to do anything with you guys? What does she expect? Weird.